In the early 1940s, the world stood on the edge of collapse. Europe was burning. Asia was in flames. Democracy itself was fighting for survival. And across the Atlantic, a nation still healing from the Great Depression faced a single, defining question. Could America rise in time? What followed was not just a military response. It was the greatest industrial mobilization in human history. This is the story of how the United States became the arsenal of democracy. Between 1940 and 1945, the United States did something no nation had ever done before. It transformed a civilian economy into a war machine, almost overnight. Car factories became tank plants. Assembly lines turned into aircraft runways. Steel, rubber, and sweat flowed without pause. By the end of the war, America was producing more weapons than the Axis powers could ever dream of matching. Nearly 300,000 aircraft, over 86,000 tanks, almost 200,000 artillery pieces, and more than 2 million military trucks in 1944 alone. The United States produced nearly two-thirds of all Allied military equipment. This was not just production, this was domination through industry. Henry Ford once built cars for everyday Americans. During the war, he built victory. At Willow Run, Michigan, Ford constructed the largest industrial building on Earth. A factory with a 1.5-kilometer-long assembly line. Inside it, something unbelievable happened. A B-24 Liberator bomber rolled off the line every single hour. Nearly half of all B-24s ever built came from this one factory. Ford also designed the GAA V8 engine, powering the legendary M4 Sherman tank, and produced hundreds of thousands of Jeeps that carried Allied soldiers across Europe, Africa, and the Pacific. The automobile became a weapon. Efficiency became firepower. General Motors, an avalanche of steel. If Ford was a machine, General Motors was an avalanche. GM converted almost every one of its factories to war production. Aircraft engines for the P-38 Lightning light tanks, like the M5 Stuart and M24 Chaffee, engines that kept the Sherman rolling 48 million rounds of ammunition, 140,000 aircraft machine guns. In total, General Motors delivered over $12 billion in war material. An entire corporate empire retooled for one purpose: total victory. The hidden army at home. But machines alone do not win wars. People do. As millions of men went overseas, American women stepped forward. By 1944, women made up over 40% of the workforce in some defense plants. They welded armor, assembled engines, built bombers. They became the unseen army behind the front lines, proof that democracy mobilizes everyone. Engineering the impossible. Factories were redesigned from the ground up. Car presses replaced by armor presses. Prefabrication methods accelerated mass production. Plants worked day and night in double life mode, civilian by day, military by night. Chrysler's Detroit Arsenal tank plant was built so fast that steam locomotives were brought in to heat the factory before the walls were even finished. By 1945, US tank production had gone from nearly zero to tens of thousands per year. Speed became a weapon. Lend-Lease, power without conquest. America did not fight alone. 400,000 vehicles, 14,000 aircraft, food, fuel, raw materials. British resistance held. Soviet armies advanced. American industry powered them both. This was influence without occupation, strength without empire. The seas of steel, shipyards worked at impossible speed. Liberty ships, destroyers, aircraft carriers. The final transformation. The war ended. But America was forever changed. In just 4 years, industrial capacity doubled. The Great Depression ended. The United States emerged as the world's leading economic and military power. Victory was forged not only on battlefields, but on factory floors. Steel, sweat, and belief. Conclusion: the arsenal of democracy was not just about weapons. It was about what free societies can achieve when survival is on the line. When production becomes purpose. When industry becomes destiny. This is how America helped win the Second World War. Not only with soldiers, but with factories that never slept.